My name's Ben Derbyshire, and I'm the president of the RIBA. We are delighted to host the first session in this festival of conscious cities, and we thank Itai Palti very much indeed for bringing this event here, and thank you all very much indeed for attending. It sounds like a great development of last year's event, starting here, obviously finishing up in Milan with a virtual event and events at the Bartlett and in the Urban Innovation Centre on the way. So an impressive series. Tonight's discussion, Curating Experience, the Future Role of the Architect. How will a growing and valuable evidence base from neuroscience and psychology fit into future projects and change the way we design and build is the question at issue. If I may, I'll just take the opportunity of standing here in front of you as the president of the RIBA to say a couple of things about the Institute. I ran for this role with a campaign which asserted that change is necessary in the profession, in the way we teach the profession, and therefore in the Institute and how it contributes to professional practice. In my first year, we've done a number of things internally which will make the externalization of that proposition much more straightforward. We've completely refinanced the organization through the equity sale of one of our subsidiaries. So we now have new partners, and we are substantially debt-free, fully capitalized, and I like to say on the march to deliver a whole load of other exciting new propositions that would not have been possible otherwise. And by the end of this year, we will have completely streamlined our somewhat labyrinthine governance structure, and therefore the organization will be much lighter on its feet and able to deliver on that promise. The external contribution that I think we make is really about the context for the kind of thing that we're talking about this evening. And in that connection, I have joined initially with the 5 institutes of UK and ERA, and I plan in the course of my second year to extend this commitment beyond to overseas institutes, to make a commitment to the context for practice, and to consider supporting the profession in a variety of different ways so as to be better able to be effective. So there are 5 principles to start with from the 5 institutes in the UK and ERA. The first of those is to step up and accept the task of managing risks on behalf of our clients and of society, to be more accountable and to be more of a gold standard. The second is to reflect the diversity of the population in which we serve better, and we have a very great deal of work to do in that respect. The third is to lead the professions in the fight for a more sustainable built environment globally, and in particular the adoption of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. But perhaps the most relevant for this evening are to place the public interest and value to society at the heart of all we do. And in that respect, we have a commission which we have launched under my presidency on the whole question of international development and professional ethics, chaired by Peter Oborne and Indy Johar. And finally, a commitment to be at the center of research, build and share the essential knowledge that we as practitioners need in order to deliver effectively. And we have, for the first time in living memory, a Vice President for Research who has important plans in order to be able to effect that outcome. So we're busy at it. I hope to have more to say about all of that at the end of my 2-year term. in a year's time. The speakers are going to appear at this lectern one at a time. I'm not going to jump up and down in between, so they've all been briefed to follow each other seamlessly in the order that you see in your programme. So that's enough from me, quite enough from me, and we'll start with Julia Barfield. Thank you very much indeed.